First Stephen Colbert, now Jimmy Kimmel. I don't get tired of winning. Welcome back to Words Paradise. I'm your host, Land Idol, and yeah, somehow you hadn't heard. Jimmy Kimmel has been, at worst, suspended indefinitely, at the very best, full-on canceled, all because of some, let's just say, less than truthful remarks he made about Charlie Kirk's assassin, and the left is freaking out, calling it a full-on affront and attack on free speech from the Trump administration, when no. It's just a business decision. So yes, we're going to get into this. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I have a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And Sinclair, one of the ABC affiliates, had this to say about the situation. Sinclair says Kimmel's suspensions are not enough. Calls on FCC and ABC to take additional action. Sinclair's ABC stations to air a special in remembrance of Charlie Kirk during Kimmel's live time slot on Friday. Maryland, September 17th, 2025. Sinclair, the nation's largest ABC affiliate group, objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the assassination of Charlie Kirk. As discussed with ABC earlier today, Sinclair decided to indefinitely preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live beginning tonight. Following these discussions, ABC has suspended production of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Mr. Kimmel's remarks were inappropriate and deeply insensitive at a critical moment of our country, said Vice Chairman Jason Smith. We believe broadcasters have a responsibility to educate and elevate respectful, constructive dialogue in our communities. We appreciate the FCC Chairman Carr's remarks today, and his incitement. The incident highlights the critical need for the FCC to take immediate regulatory action to address control held over local broadcasters by the big national networks. Sinclair ABC stations will air in a special remembrance of Charlie Kirk this Friday during Jimmy Kimmel's live time slot. The special will also air across all Sinclair stations this weekend. In addition, Sinclair is offering the special to all ABC affiliates across the country. Sinclair will not lift suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live on our stations until formal discussions are held with ABC regarding the network's commitment to professionalism and accountability. Now, guys, this isn't for jokes that he made, such as so many of the left want to claim, because I'm all for dark jokes. There's a reason that Jimmy Kimmel was able to make every joke under the sun that he positively could about MAGA and Trump and, frankly, people like you just watching with impunity. It's because they were just that. They were jokes. However, what he stated wasn't a joke. It wasn't even a lead-in to a joke. It was a full-on unfounded lie because he called the assassin MAGA. In fact, he not only called the assassin MAGA, he said the assassin was MAGA and claimed that, MAGA are not willing to accept that that is the truth. So he doubled down on said lie, all within 1 to 2 sentences. Now, this leaves them open for major lawsuits. We're talking major lawsuits. So yes, absolutely, this was a business decision, and it was the right one to make. We've talked at length for a long time about get woke, go broke. A lot of companies that have gone out of business, lost major business because they went woke. I mean, take a look at what happened to Doctor Who. It is also indefinitely not coming back. Even the homie that writes and the showrunner for Doctor Who, Russell T Davies, says he doesn't know when it's coming back. Disney's given him no word. Well, guess who owns ABC? Also Disney. Regardless of ABC's plans for the future of the program, Sinclair intends not to return Jimmy Kimmel Live to our air until we are confident the appropriate steps have been taken to uphold the standards expected of our national broadcast platform. And then, we got Nexstar. Nexstar, who is also an affiliate group, Nexstar ABC affiliates to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live, stating as such that as of September 17, 2025, Nexstar Media Group, Inc. today announced the company's own and partner television stations affiliated with ABC Television Network would preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. Nexstar strongly objects to the recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC affiliated markets. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive, insensitive, and at a critical time in our nation of political discourse. We do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located, said Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting division. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we have made the difficult decision to preempt this show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move forward with the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. Now, like I said, this is a business decision. Need I remind you, these late night shows are already losing money. We did the breakdown on how much Stephen Colbert was losing, was losing his company money. There are no late night shows, at least none on just regular cable TV, that are doing numbers that are actually bringing in individuals. I mean, you're looking at people who are either brain dead leftists that only consume these sorts of late night comedy shows and take it as real news, or you're looking at 65 plus. Probably both, which is why we got Piers Morgan in here making a brilliant statement. Jimmy Kimmel lied about Charlie Kirk's assassin being MAGA. This caused understandable outrage all over America, prompted TV station owners to say they wouldn't air him. He's now been suspended by his employers. Why is he being heralded as some kind of free speech martyr? Not only is he not a free speech martyr, he's not a martyr for any sort of freedom ever. In fact, he wants to take your freedoms away. Need I remind you, he did say this, and he had it veiled as a joke, but y'all know how there's like a little truth to every joke. Tell me if you can find the truth in this. 'Cause, again, I don't want anybody to forget that this was stated.
Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
And there it is. Rest in peace, Wheezy. Well, I mean, you get what's coming to you, I suppose. Kana hit the nail on the head. Let's not try to make this is some attack on free speech thing, because it's not. The network fired him for lying about the shooter and risking their business, not for disliking Charlie Kirk or Donald Trump. Dude has spent the last 10 years making fun of Trump and the Republicans. Let's be for real. Unequivocally, if this was some sort of major attack on free speech from Donald Trump, why didn't he do this at any point from 2016 through 2020 when he was, in control? And when all the vitriol was being thrown at him every day, 24/7, from every avenue of not just late night hosts, but actual regular news channels as well. Not actual news, but actual news channels. Yeah, this is blatantly a business decision. But mind you, even if it wasn't a business decision, leftists are melting down over Disney and ABC pulling Jimmy Kimmel, saying it's a violation of free speech. But they were radio silent when Disney fired Gina Carano for speaking out against COVID mandates. They can all shut the hell up. Mind you, Gina Carano was proven correct. I mean, the assassination of Charlie Kirk proved what she posted that got her fired was correct. At the end of the day, it's only free speech for me and those that agree with me. Rules for thee, but not for me. That is what these individuals have always preached. Now, am I a fan of cancel culture? Not at all. Do I consider this a cancellation? I also not at all. And even if it is, you know what? After a decade, and I mean after a decade of being canceled and having our rights and views and whatnot trampled on by the powers in control, by the actual systemic powers that these people love to claim, systemic racism, systemic this, that, and the other. No. After a decade of the actual systemic powers at play trampling anybody who agrees with people like me or you, yeah, even if this is a cancellation, I don't care. Even if you want to call this cancel culture, I don't fucking care. Now, mind you, I don't think that's what it is. However, I also want to remind you something else that Jimmy Kimmel said. I want to remind you what a bitch-made individual he is with how he reacted when Donald Trump was elected just a few months ago.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go. For healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth.
Truly an empathetic man. Well, I guess last night was a terrible night just for you. Last night was a pretty damn good night for everybody else. That being said, if you want to say, they're deplatforming him, they're removing his speech, all right? The left has been doing this for ages. In fact, the left has advocated for this. Now, we are only doing what you told us is acceptable to do, because this is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez about removing personalities from television for having harmful opinions.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. What I will say, though, is while I'm very glad that the person that was arguably responsible for some of the largest, driving some of the most amounts of death threats and violent threats, not just to my office, but to plenty of people across the country, I also kind of feel like I'm like waiting for the cutscene at the end of a Marvel movie after all the credits have rolled, and then you see like the villain's like hand reemerge out to grip over like the end of a building or something. But deplatforming works, and it is important. And there you go. Good things can happen.
Deplatforming works. I mean, I guess she's right. Deplatforming works. Kimmel found out. Deplatforming works. Now look, do I have any ill will towards Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Absolutely not. In fact, would. But that being said, we're just doing what they told us. We're doing what they taught us. You can't get mad. You changed the rules of the game. We adapted the rules. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And you made the rules to said game. Now we got the left freaking out. I will now completely cancel ABC, Disney Plus, Hulu, who is with me. And this is the big takeaway, guys. This is the big takeaway, because I want to make sure you all know. I agree with the left. I agree with the left on this one. I agree with the Democrats. I agree with the leftists. I agree with the liberals. We need to cancel Disney Plus. We need to stop, funding Disney. We need to stop buying movie tickets to Disney movies. No more money to Disney. It's almost as if people like me have been saying this for the better part of a half decade, if not more. So yes, by all means, I welcome these leftists to come together, to band together, and cancel their subscriptions. To say, you know what? Instead of going to Disney World, let's go to Universal instead. I truly think that you will be sending Disney a message. By the way. Good luck. We've been trying it for 5 years, and they haven't really been listening, but hey, good luck. And I just look at all the NPCs that agree with this clown. People really do need to start voting with their wallet. I am. It's already done. Already did. Already done. Already done. Absolutely. Already done. Now, that's a whole lot of already done. I mean, this is some dead internet theory shit. This is some spam bots, like none of this is real sort of shit. Lucas Sanders, 46,000 followers. Now, to be fair, also 49,000 following. This is just a you follow me, I'll follow you account. Again, this is probably a bought and paid for bot account. Or if it is a real account, the engagement isn't the engagement probably isn't particularly real either. I mean, 35,000 likes, but 4,000 comments, and it's just people spamming the same words over and over. Yeah, this is bots. This is dead internet theory at its finest. Honestly, I think the same thing about this account. Jojo from Jers. Yeah, Joe, this is one of the most insufferable leftist accounts on the platform. Boycott everything affiliated with ABC and Disney. Pass it on. Weren't you guys just telling us for the last half decade how amazing Disney is? And we're like, hey, yo, Star Wars sucks now. Fascist! I'm a fascist for not liking Star Wars? All right, I guess. Zeke Heil or something. Whatever. What do you want me to say? Like, so it's amazing. It's truly amazing that now that the left, now that these kids and these Democrats are like, we're gonna cancel Disney. I almost have half a mind to be like, well, shit, maybe I should restart my Disney Plus subscription. Like, you know how the hipsters, they like all this shit when it's not cool, and then all of a sudden that band that they're into, Arcade Fire or whatever, hits the mainstream. They've got a big album. Like, well, fuck, I can't like Arcade Fire anymore. I need to go find some different underrated hobby to enjoy, some different indie band that hasn't blown up yet, so that when they inevitably get big, I can talk about how I knew them before they were cool. Like, that's almost how I'm feeling about Disney. It's like, well, shit, maybe Alien Earth wasn't so bad after all, but I'm not going to do that. That's not me. I can't go back on my principles. My principles are Disney sucks. Disney will continue to suck. Just because the correct move was made here by some affiliates of NBC doesn't mean that this has changed or moved the needle for me for Disney one iota. Also, goddamn, I almost threw up my mouth for saying that Alien Earth isn't so bad. But whatever, these are my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not usually about, frankly, it's been a lot of politics lately, but not always about politics. Oftentimes, anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles we go over on a day-to-day basis, shoot the videos we react to on our daily live streams, and of course, get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further. Because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Join the Discord. Hit subscribe. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdsphere. This has been Words of Paradise.